Welcome to a fun review series by AltAccess. I'm Yogesh, founder and CEO of AltAccess and equity research analyst at Goldman Sachs. Today, I'll be walking through an independent review of the Abakkus Emerging Opportunities PMS. At AltAccess, our job is simple. We identify PMS strategies that not only outperform the benchmarks historically, but also have the highest probability of sustaining that outperformance going forward. To do this, we follow a rigorous 30-point proprietary checklist that deeply analyzes the fund manager, historical performance, investment philosophy, portfolio construction, and risk metrics. If you're currently evaluating a PMS or an AIF and want a data-backed, unbiased view before investing, you can book a call using the link in the description. With that, let's dive straight into the fund review. Abakkus is a truly special fund house, largely because of its founder, Sunil Singhania, one of the most respected names in the Indian investing ecosystem. He transformed Reliance Mutual Fund, now Nippon Mutual Fund, from one of the lowest ranked fund houses into an industry leader, consistently delivering top quartile performance during his tenure. He has also played a pivotal role in shaping the Indian alternate investments ecosystem. Sunil Singhania needs little introduction. He is widely regarded as one of the finest fund managers the country has produced. Today, Abakkus manages multiple PMS and AIF strategies with AUM of approximately 30,000 crores. While going through the investment deck, I found it extremely insightful. It genuinely helped me refine my own investment framework. There's always to learn something from these seasoned investors. Abakkus follows a 5-part investment framework called NEEDS. The most critical factor in their process is management. They look for management teams with a strong track record of capital allocation, disciplined capital distribution to shareholders, the ability to acknowledge past mistakes and avoid repeating them. This is arguably the hardest part of company analysis. Second is earnings. Not just headline growth, but quality of earnings. They focus on cash flows and look for businesses that can potentially double profits within 4 years or less. The fund has a strong value investing orientation with a clear emphasis on buying good businesses at the right price. A good company is not necessarily a good investment if valuations are stretched. They prefer sectors with structural growth opportunities, companies with strong moats, and businesses that can compound consistently over time. Equally important is knowing what not to do, which brings us to the next slide. First, the fund does not chase momentum stocks. In today's market, a lot of capital is flowing into overvalued themes and trendy names, often without regard to fundamentals. Abakkus avoids this behavior. Second, they maintain low portfolio churn. Many PMS strategies tend to overtrade, often driven by incentives that do not align with investor outcomes. From what we have observed, Abakkus is disciplined on this front. Most importantly, they avoid companies with broken balance sheets. Even if a turnaround story looks attractive, in reality, balance sheet stress is extremely hard to fix, and most turnaround bets fail to play out. The portfolio is primarily biased towards mid-cap and small caps, consistent with emerging opportunities strategy. They invest only in companies that meet at least 2 of the 3 following criteria. Return of equity should be greater than 15%, earnings growth should be more than 15%, valuation should be below 15 times earnings. This discipline ensures they don't overpay for growth. Sector-wise, the fund has a strong overweight to banks and NBFCs, which together account for nearly 30% of the portfolio. This reflects their conviction in India's financialization and credit growth story. They also have meaningful exposure to sectors benefiting from long-term structural trends, such as healthcare, manufacturing, and consumption. Now, to the most important part, performance. The fund was launched in August 2020, which was an exceptionally strong entry point for equities. Therefore, only looking at absolute returns can be misleading. What matters more is outperformance versus the benchmark. Since inception, the benchmark has delivered roughly 20% CAGR, which is already very strong. However, the fund has generated close to 30% CAGR, implying a 10% annual alpha over the last 5 years. Of course, past performance does not guarantee future returns. But the key takeaway is that sustained alpha of this magnitude reflects process, not luck. To summarize, Abakkus Emerging Opportunities PMS offers focus on long-term structural opportunities in India, a clear time-tested investment framework, and is managed by India's most respected fund manager, a proven track record of consistent alpha generation. This is why Abakkus Emerging Opportunities PMS features on AltAccess recommended list for investors looking to participate in India's long-term growth story through a fundamentally driven approach. That said, every strategy suits a different investor profile. To understand whether Abakkus Emerging Opportunities PMS is the right fit for you, book a call with us through our website today.